I talk to advisors every day. And over the past 18 months, since I started doing personal coaching and training, I want to lead off with reasons why you shouldn't hire me or reasons I've heard why FAs would not be interested. And then comment on that and talk a little bit about why I think it's something that really needs to be considered in a completely different light. So, reasons not to hire a coach / excuses. I see this a lot. Senior FAs in a partnership. The other FA has a completely different type of business. They don't see the need. They're basically happy with where they are. They have no desire to grow. And if you're the FA on the other side of that team and you can't get your partner to go for it, I want you to keep one thing in mind. When you came into the business, you did not have a partner. You were all by yourself. When you get paid, it hits your individual production number, not your partner's. It hits yours. The only one responsible for ultimately how your career turns out is you. So, yeah, your partner doesn't see the need. I don't think that's really the case. It's that you just don't want to bother with it at this point in time, and that's fine. I get it. Second one I hear, lack of sales support. That one's pretty interesting as well. I think back to my own book, and I think back to how little my CSA, or lack thereof, had to do with my growth as an FA. Lack of sales support did not impact my ability to think, to be creative, to seek out mentoring for more senior FAs. None of that came in. So talking about lack of sales support, I'm not exactly sure what that means. There's always something that's going to be a hang up with admin, compliance, cashiering, settlements. Everybody's got it. But lack of sales support, guys, come up with something better. Too busy keeping your clients calm. I love this one. Perhaps if you had more of a process-oriented, service-based, goals-based planning approach where you had risk mitigation directly connected to the client's financial outcome, your clients would be calm all the time, regardless of what the market did, because they would know going into it that it's something you've planned for, something you'll respond to if you have an ability to take advantage of it. If you're receiving a lot of incoming calls when the market moves around, it tells me two things. Number one, your clients are scared. And number two, you're reacting instead of acting. Actions beat inactions every single time. If you're too busy keeping your clients calm, that should be an indicator as to why you should go out and get somebody to help. Next, you know what the issues are, and you will address them someday. Classic here, FA has a book with 250 households in it. You've got 75 households powering 90% of the productivity, 175 households that are just sort of there. You talk to these people at one point in time. You know you should either A, call them, B, associate them with someone else, or C, move them to your 800 number. You'll get to it someday. You don't think it's a liability. You don't think it can come back and bite you in the butt? You're wrong, because it does. The worst part is you have no idea when it happens. All those referrals you could have had as people with actual assets. We're asking the 175 people you haven't talked to since you opened them for a recommendation, and guess whose name did not come up? Yours. Fear of poking into the dark corners. This one's kind of legit, I have to tell you. What I found with FAs that I've worked with, after the first several weeks, I get to know kind of what you're doing and what you're up to, and I find out where your real holdbacks are. It's never what you describe at the beginning of the engagement, by the way. It is always something I'm going to find, and you're going to go, oof, guess you got me figured out. Yeah, I've been doing this forever. There's nothing that's going to cross your brain, which I either A, haven't dealt with on my own, or B, figured out how to talk you through. So I understand the dark corners. We all have them. Problem with dark corners is they don't go away. They stay there. Think about your 2 or 3 worst experiences that you ever had as a financial advisor. You can probably remember them. What'd you have for lunch a week ago Tuesday? No idea. Why? Because emotionally anchored memories end up in the same spot that traumatic memories end up in. It's actually a form of PTSD. You can call it post-traumatic prospecting disorder. Total burnout. Yeah, I get it. It's really a shame, but I do get it. You're just exhausted, especially after a year like this. So what do? Well, you can just sit there and be bummed. You got all the money you're ever going to need. You're not going to outspend it. Retirement's not really close because what are you going to do in the meantime? I mean, how many times can you golf or do whatever it is you like? You just kind of had it. I get it. Think about it this way instead. You spent whatever number of years developing the wisdom to be able to care for a select group of people whose lives you're going to impact in an extraordinarily positive way. They don't know you're burned out. They don't know you're exhausted. They don't know what you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. All they know is they rely and trust on you. As you get further in your career and we continue to learn, which I hope we do, you get better. As you get better, it's almost like you have an obligation to increase the level of interaction and service with the people you care about the most, because that's where all those unsolicited referrals come from. This one, yeah, if you're satisfied with your practice and see no need to change, I'm not going to try and convince you you should.